Well, welcome to today's positive news story. You know how I like dogs and cats, and I like dog stories and cat stories, but this dog story is something special. Brianna Bortner says her dog had a hand, or more properly, a paw, in saving her life. I always heard stories where people, say that their dogs could sense things. The Minnesota woman, now 31, told Fox News Digital during an on-camera interview. In 2023, Bortner, who now runs the blog Brave Beautiful Boobies, documented her experience, discovered a lump in her breast. There were about 6 weeks between the discovery of the lump and the biopsy, she recalled. During this time, Bortner's cockapoo, Mochi, became fixated on the breast with the lump. The behavior came as a surprise to Bortner, who said the dog had never behaved that way before. Even when I'd been sick in the past or dealt with other things, he had never done that. So that was the first time I really noticed how in tune he was to my body, she said. The results of the biopsy soon confirmed that Bortner had breast cancer, but she already knew that, courtesy of Mochi. I was like, oh my gosh, she's known this whole time before I knew and the doctors knew. Doctors diagnosed Bortner with stage 2B triple-negative invasive ductal carcinoma, a type of breast cancer that has fewer treatment options than other types of invasive breast cancer, according to the American Cancer Society. This is because the cancer cells do not have certain receptors that allow them to be treated with hormone therapy. If the cancer is not spread to distant sites, surgery is an option. Chemotherapy might even be given first to shrink a large tumor, followed by the surgery. After doctors confirmed the cancer, Bortner said the process moved very quickly. She underwent 5.5 months of chemotherapy, 16 rounds total. Chemotherapy is a very scary, daunting word, she said. Everything about chemotherapy drugs is scary. I found that calling them healing sessions instead of chemotherapy was better for me. Bortner and Mochi, who calls her soul dog, continued to be a source of comfort and a reason to keep going in those dark days. At the time, he was only 2 years old. And I was like, I cannot leave this earth before you do. Like, no way. I should be the one burying you. You shouldn't be the one to lose your human mom. Tasks as mundane as feeding the dog or taking him a walk helped Bortner get off the couch and keep going. Mochi learned to adapt to Bortner's new lifestyle during the recovery as their walks were slower and shorter. When Bortner would nap for long periods or sometimes cry, the dog would always be there to comfort her. When she left for appointments, sometimes multiple times per day, Mochi would dig through the trash to collect his owner's hair, which was falling out at the time due to chemotherapy. He would dig out my hair to smell me, she said. Even now, with Bortner almost a year out of cancer treatment, Mochi still digs through the trash out of habit. Today, Bortner provides support to others going through the same experience, serving as a source of information about what to expect and how to keep going. It just brings a smile to my face when things come full circle. Now that I'm on the other side, mentoring people through the cancer journeys. Dr. Mike Siegel, clinical professor of medicine at NYU Langone Health and Fox News senior medical analyst, confirmed that dogs have an exquisite sense of smell. There's evidence in the medical literature they can, in fact, smell the abnormal cancer protein, the doctor told Fox News. In fact, artificial canine noses have been created relying on this response. Artificial intelligence is now enhancing this ability. Postin Kasi, MD, medical director of gastrointestinal medical oncology at the City of Hope in Orange County, California, was also not surprised by the idea that dogs could detect molecules or byproducts from cancer. There's a lot of information that can be non-invasively found in blood, urine, and other bodily fluids, or even the breath of individuals who have cancer in their bodies. It has been demonstrated that dogs and potentially other animals are likely to be able to detect some of the odors associated with certain chemicals linked to cancer, which are detected in the blood or bodily fluid of patients with cancer. Now, let me remind you, if you've been with me for a while, you already know about this, but I recently had my hip replaced. And I arrived home. It was an outpatient thing. I went home and freshly new hip, and I went to lay in my bed that first night, and my dog Dottie and my cat George, both for the first few nights, were up on the bed, lying right next to the leg, my leg, the side of the hip that was operated on, and they would not leave my leg. And they were lying right together, which they never would do otherwise. They sleep separately. So that told me right there, my dog and my cat knew that something was very wrong. And I supposed that it was their sense of smell that told them that. So this is real stuff, and I think it's really neat. You want to see more? I believe there's an interview. There's a video. Let me check here. I believe, yeah, there's a video you can watch, and I'll put the link here. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.